What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. And this time it hasn't been several months since the previous episode was recorded. Last time, we got through quite a bit of the introductory stuff, got through the Midnight Channel stuff, as well as Shadow Yosuke. Again, still just trying to kind of speed our way through the introductory portions of the game, and again, pointing out differences along the way. In this episode, we are still going through the introductory sequences until we can actually get to the first proper dungeon. So, we'll go through the Midnight Channel and once again just kind of skip on ahead.
Yo!
Oh, hey, Yosuke.
You saw what was on last night, right? I couldn't tell who it was, but if someone's shown up on TV, we can't ignore it. Let's go check it out after school. Maybe Teddy can tell us something.
Yeah, you're right.
If it turns out someone was thrown in again, there really might be a culprit behind all this. Even if it is something about that place that's killing the victims. If someone's using that world as a weapon, that's unforgivable. We need to find the culprit, no matter what it takes. There's no way the police can do it. Who'd believe that the murderer kills people by throwing them into the TV?
I mean, it has to be us. The police aren't going to take anything like that seriously. And if someone does get thrown in again, we'll be the only ones who can help them.
Cool. It's reassuring to hear someone else say it. You know, I tried sticking my head in the TV last night the way you did, and it actually worked.
For real?
I think I can do that now because I have the same power. Persona, wasn't it? Could be that we got this gift from someone specifically so we could solve the case. Then again, you managed to go inside the TV and get your persona first. I feel like, as long as you're with me, I can find the culprit and crack this case. Well, let's do our best.
You got it, partner. Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a new bond. It brings thee closer to the truth. Thou shalt be blessed in creating personas of the Magician Arcana. And thus, we have started our first social link yet again. Do note that while it was something that I did where there were like little jingles that I did with social links in the original Let's Play, unfortunately the software that I was using to get that sort of thing just doesn't work anymore, and it's be very difficult to try to find something that works without needing to pay money for, and since I don't make any money off YouTube and it would just be for something real quick, unfortunately I couldn't find something that would be able to do that, or try to do something that wasn't just obnoxiously difficult, like having to go through freaking XSplit again. So unfortunately, not gonna have any unique jingles this time around. But we are still going to be, seeing social links if they are different. Which, unlike in Persona 5 Royal, most of the social links are going to be the same, so we're going to be flying past a lot of them. We'll go through the first one for the introduction, so that way you guys see that I've established the Arcana. And of course, anything that's different or changed within either the social link itself or what the social link gives you, we'll be going over those differences as they become apparent. There are a few new social links, and with those, we'll be going through them in their entirety. So just keep that in mind.
The persona ability is the power to control one's own heart. And the heart is strengthened through bonds. As you form bonds by becoming involved with others, your own social links will gradually develop. The power of these social links is what will determine your persona's abilities.
So again, we will be going for max social links. So we are going to be maxing out all of them, even though I have done that in the previous run. Not only just the previous Let's Play, but also the run that this New Game Plus run is based off of. We're still going to be maxing out all of them. So don't worry about that. But when I mentioned about differences, this is one big difference. So, Persona 4 Golden changes around your party members' abilities when you unlock them in the social link. If you've seen the Persona 4 comic that makes fun of this, it does make me sad that they changed it, because now I can't go, Yosuke will now die for you. That's actually been changed to rank 9, I believe. If you played Persona 5, it makes sense in that, and it follows a similar structure. It was based off of Golden's structure. So now the first one that you get is now waking up a knocked down ally. So helping them get up, so that way they won't be dealt extra damage. This was still early on in the original series, but, you know, it is kind of a shame that I can't make that joke anymore.
Our perp. It has to be someone in Inaba.
Ace Detective!
Oh, is your detective's in?
Welcome home.
I'm sorry, I know I skipped that entire scene up to that point, but I just could not help myself by keeping that line in. Anyway, not really much else to do today. I know I wrote down changes in the fridge. That is something that one of the things that I wanted to do was to show off all the instances of what's in the fridge. So, but I instinctually want to check it anyway. It's really hard not to. Anyway, nothing really much else of important that was changed. So we'll just skip the midnight channel and move on to the next day. Alright, so now we are back at Daidara's shop once again. So, the interesting thing about Daidara is that we actually have access to all of the different weapons that you have made in a previous run if you're in a New Game Plus run. This is one of the things that carries over, is all of the weapons, armor, accessories, everything that you bought before. Even though it's removed from your inventory at the start of a New Game Plus run, you can just go and buy this stuff again. Now, the good news is that since all of your acquired weapons and armor and whatnot carry over, that does make certain quests a lot easier to complete the second time around, since if you just need them to get a certain item, like a certain weapon or something, you've already done that if you've already done all the quests, which I did in the previous playthrough, so I have access to all that stuff. That does still mean that there's still quests where you have to get a specific item from a specific enemy that only unlocks when you've unlocked the quest. You still have to do those. There's a lot of them in the original, and there's more in Golden. But in the original game, there was only the hard shoes that required that sort of transfer. Golden has a few more quests like that, and there's also something a little bit different that they have for other weapons. So I'll see what I can do about showing that off. The only problem right now is that if you were in a typical New Game Plus run, you would have just a crap ton of money and you could just buy the highest level item that you have, and it'd be really easy to get. Now, granted, it wouldn't take too long to eventually get back up to these sorts of things, but I don't have access to that right now. I do, however, have a lot of other items that I could potentially get for myself and Yosuke. There is also a matter of armor as well. So I also have to keep that in mind. So pretty much, like, because I'm also playing on very hard, I do need to keep things a little bit more in line. The only real difference I have is that I just have a little bit extra money that I can afford to spend on. That's not really a whole lot, admittedly. I mean, I could give myself the Bastard Sword, and that would at least give me... I think armor is probably going to be better for me. Because a lot of my attacks are still going to be primarily spells and whatnot. So I think having better armor is going to be a lot more beneficial. So I'll give myself the Iron Happy for myself, and that also gives me +1 to Strength. Sell the t-shirt. With Yosuke, I can give him the Kevlar vest. Sell the t-shirt. Yosuke is just gonna have to stick with wrenches. I think I might actually want to just stick with the basic weapons, admittedly. That's not a whole lot of extra money that I have to deal with. At least the good news is that once we actually get through dungeons, honestly, Golden is a lot easier than the original game, and grinding out is significantly easier if you want to put in the effort. It does not take so long to get a crap ton of money in this game. But we'll just leave it at that. We'll just grab some armor.
We have been expecting you. The catastrophe that is headed your way. It has already taken human lives in its approach towards you. But you have nothing to fear. You already have the power to fight against it. It seems that the time for you to use your persona has come.
Your persona ability is that of the wild card. If you strengthen your bonds properly, their power will help you overcome any ordeal. Our role is to facilitate that.
My contribution is to give birth to new personas. By mixing together multiple persona cards, I can transmute them into a new form. This, in other words, is the fusion of personas. You have the power to hold multiple personas and to use them accordingly. When you defeat an enemy, the seeds of possibility you attain will appear before you as cards. At times, they may be hard to grasp, but you must master your fear and reach out to them. When you obtain new cards, please do not hesitate to bring them here. If you have been developing your social links, then your persona will gain even more power. They will be one of your chief sources of strength. You would do well to take this to heart.
So, it's actually kind of funny that he mentions says the cards are hard to grasp. In the original, that very much was the case with Shuffle Time. Shuffle Time's different in this game, and we'll get into that when we actually see Shuffle Time. So it's just kind of funny just how much that line really doesn't make as much sense. But Igor does offer a similar service. In fact, it's the same service. He will fuse personas together to create new personas. Higher your rank in an affiliated social link, the more bonus experience that persona will get upon fusion.
The tome you see in my hand is the Persona Compendium. Registering the personas you hold will allow you to recall them at any time. Please see me when you wish to use it. Oh, and one more thing. I would like to introduce a new resident of the Velvet Room, who will be helping you on your journey.
Wait, you're...
Marie?
Yeah, I can hear. Nice to meet you.
You're the girl I saw at the station. Wait, then is she...
Huh? Oh, maybe. That'd explain why you're so familiar.
Excuse her. This is Marie. Her soul is still very young and...
Shut up. Don't tell him any more about me than you need to.
As you can see. She may be brusque at times, but please understand that she is only an apprentice, and forgive her for her impoliteness.
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Marie will be dealing with skill cards. Using these cards will allow you to provide your personas with new powers. Also, I am sure she will help you form a bond between yourself and the outside world. Marie will contact you at a later date. Please feel free to speak with her here when you wish to use her services.
Do you recall my words to you before? The coming year is a turning point in your destiny. If the mystery goes unsolved, your future may be forever lost. I meant precisely what I said. Defeat in battle is not the only way your journey may come to an end. Please do not forget this. When next we meet, you will come here of your own will. I look forward to it.
Okay, so quick recap, because we went over Igor and we didn't have a good chance to go over Margaret and Marie. So Margaret, same thing as in the original game. She deals with the compendium. She tells you of any new kind of mutations that happen depending on the day. Registering personas, calling them from the compendium, it's all the same. Obviously, there are new personas. Hard to really go over brand new personas compared to the original game, admittedly. I will be going for 100% Persona Compendium. Currently, I'm at about 91% from my first playthrough. I'll go over new personas as we see them, but we will see every single persona come the end of the game. Now, Marie, brand new character, obviously. One of the main selling points for Golden. Very controversial character. But in terms of what she does for the Velvet Room, she deals with skill cards, which were a brand new addition compared to the original game. Not brand new to the series. I believe that was introduced in Persona 3 Portable, if I'm remembering right. But skill cards are essentially just cards, think of them like TMs in Pokemon. They are cards that have specific skills that you can then teach to your personas. They are old school TMs in which you use it once and it is gone forever. But, interesting thing with Marie is that if you give her a skill card, it becomes permanent. So then you can just buy that skill card from her as many times as you want. It does basically, quote-unquote, consume the skill card. But it consumes it once, and then you can basically buy it as many times as you want. So it's a pretty good trade-off. I believe the skill cards carry over from the your original playthrough in New Game Plus. Once we get access back to the Velvet Room again, I can look into that just to double-check that. But I believe that any skill cards that you gave to Marie do become available again. So, pretty good feature. I rarely use skill cards, admittedly, but if you're looking to kind of min-maxing your personas, or you're particularly looking for a specific persona for one of Margaret's quests, for her social link, that can be a way to go about it. It's generally easier to just fuse certain personas together, which, by the way, just going New Game Plus makes Margaret's social link just blitz right through, because you can just buy back all the personas. So we could just max her out as soon as we have enough money to buy all the personas. One final thing. Margaret did mention that Marie was our connection to the outside world. There are 2 brand new social links added to Golden that we will be seeing in their entirety. The first of those is one with Marie. Now, if you've seen my Let's Play of Persona 5 Royal, you'll know I've made a bit of a comparison between Kasumi and Marie. And Marie, like I mentioned, is a very controversial character within the Persona community. I have a lot to say. A lot of it's going to be repeated from that Kasumi rant. But I've got a lot to talk about when it comes to going through dungeons, so we will save that for another time for dungeon exploration. But for right now, that is what Marie is for, and we will be seeing a lot more of her throughout the game.
Until then, farewell.
And now we have access to the shopping district. Hooray! Okay, there's not really a whole lot that we really can do in the shopping district. I believe the only other thing we really can do... Oh, we can't even buy sodas. Can we head into Shiroku? Yes, we can. Okay, so we can buy things at Shiroku. Shiroku, unlike Daidara, has reset their stock between playthroughs. So you can't just buy a bunch of super high healing items and status ailing ones. At least I don't believe that it carries over from New Game Plus. Honestly, it just kind of expands throughout the game anyway. There's not really a whole lot you can do. I will say, Shiroku is a little bit more expanded in Golden. We will go over that once we have access to that, but know that we will be going to Shiroku a lot more than what we did in the previous game. Other than that, I don't believe there's anything more that we can really do here in the shopping district. There's no quests that are available yet until we kind of get more access everywhere. It's just a way that we can talk to NPCs, get a little more kind of flavor text about kind of the events happening in Inaba in general. But for the time being, there's not really a whole lot more we can do. I don't believe we can head back into the... Yeah, we can't head back into the Velvet Room if we really wanted to. We're going to have to wait a little bit on that. So, we're just going to jump straight into Junes.
From last time.
What are you doing?
Can't you tell? I'm thinking about stuff.
What kind of stuff?
I've been deliberating over it for a long time now. Hey, that wasn't a bad joke.
So, did you figure anything out? It's probably useless to think about it too much. I've seen the inside of your skull, and it was empty.
How rude! You're right, though. I try and try, but nothing comes out of my head.
Will you guys shut up? Now's not the time for stupid jokes. Listen, someone came here yesterday, right?
Wow, there's a girl with a better nose than me? What's your name, miss?
Miss? I'm Chie, but never mind that. Tell me more about that someone.
I think it happened a little after I talked with you guys. After that, it felt like someone was here.
Is it Yukiko-san?
I don't know. I haven't looked. The presence is over that way. That's probably where they are.
Over there, huh? Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Jane!
on TV last time?
You're positive that no one's behind a camera for that bizarre midnight program?
Program? I don't know. Maybe people on your side can see stuff in this world. It might be that. And I told you before, there's only me and Shadows here. There's no camera stuff going on. This world has been like this from the beginning.
From the beginning? That's what we don't understand.
I don't know. Can you guys explain everything about your world?
I mean, he does have a point.
I've never seen this program thingy before, so I don't know.
Well, is that really what's happening? Are we really looking into this world? Because the first time Yukiko showed up on that channel was before she disappeared. Doesn't that seem off? I mean, Yukiko saying stuff like, "Score myself a hot stud." Oh, that's not like her at all.
Score? Stud?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. Yukiko-san would never say anything like that. Huh. I wonder, is this kind of like what happened to me last time?
There's a lot of stuff I still don't get, but after hearing your story, I think that program happens because of the person who appears on it, or something like that.
So, Yukiko is producing that show herself? Oh, I don't get this at all. Hey, do you feel Yukiko's presence from inside?
I'm pretty sure. So, what's this scoring with a hot stud thing?
Yukiko's here. I'm going on ahead.
What?
Hey, wait, don't go alone!
Get back here!
Jeez, we better follow her.
Yeah, come on. Alright, and now we're at Yukiko's castle. And if you also talk to Teddy, he gives you 3 revival beads. As well as some peach seeds and some soul drops. So lots of nice healing items. All you gotta do is just talk to Teddy. So thankfully we didn't really need any of the medicines. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So, we basically... a little bit the same as how it worked in the original game. You have to hit them in the back in order to actually, trigger player initiative. Which in this case is the A button. So let's go ahead and smack a shadow.
You can attack before
Okay, so
them.
if we check,
It's not
no,
strong at
that is
all.
something that
I'm
I
sure you can
thought I
win.
saw in other sites, was that weaknesses and resistances were carried over through different analyses. That does not actually seem to be the case. Okay, well, we can just hit you with a zeal,
That was a good one, Sensei.
Moves, partner!
and then just smack him.
No one stands in Sensei's way.
Oh, that's right, I need to
You hit its
switch
weakness.
Yosuke.
Now's our chance. You ready?
Well, this does give me a good opportunity to show off all-out attacks.
Okay.
They look a little bit different. So yeah, we'll see it, and they kind of steadily get different when you add in more party members as well. But now we get shuffle time.
When you defeat an enemy, the seeds of possibility you attain will appear before you as cards. At times, they may be hard to grasp, but you must master your fear and reach out to them.
So, Shuffle Time works less as a timing game and more of a pick and choose what you want. So, Shuffle Time will always trigger if you end the battle with an all-out attack and can sometimes happen just on its own. So, each card has a certain effect, and there are 3 different types of cards. You have Personas, Major Arcana, and Minor Arcana. If you've played Persona 3, you're familiar with the Minor Arcana cards, and they work similar to the ones in Persona 3, where you have Wand, Sword, Cup, and Coin. And they work pretty much the same as in Persona 3. Sword gives you some type of armor or weapon. Cup recovers your HP, SP, or both. Coin gives you extra money. Wand gives you extra experience. Persona obviously just gives you the persona that is on the card. So then you can use that to either fuse in the Velvet Room or just use on your own. But then you also have the Major Arcana cards. The Major Arcana cards will do exactly what they show on that, and it will tell you what they do. On the top, it just gives you a short summary, and on the side, it gives you a little bit more. The Arcana always has the same effect. So the Hermit will always be avoiding encounters. So with the Hermit, enemies will not notice you until you either get to the next floor or when you trigger a battle. After you trigger a battle on your own, then the Hermit effect ends. As we go through the game, we will unlock more and more Arcana cards. Some of them are good, some of them are really bad. So keep that in mind. There are ways to kind of mitigate certain bad Arcana. As well as sometimes it's just fine to do that. There is something called a sweep bonus as well. If you manage to pick up every single card in Shuffle Time, which there's a few ways where you can draw extra cards, you get what's called a sweep bonus. Sweep bonus means that you will trigger Shuffle Time automatically, regardless of how you end your next battle, and you get 3 draws at the start as opposed to 1 draw. So we don't really have a whole lot, so we're just gonna pick Slime. So triggering 1 more and defeating all out. So yeah, hitting weaknesses increases the chances of getting Shuffle Time. Ending with an all-out attack will always result in Shuffle Time.
Hey, congrats!
And we leveled up. It is going to be important that we gain a bit of experience. We're going to want to do a little bit of grinding here. Unfortunately, I don't believe we have access to a super good way to grind. We might be able to access that already, but I don't know if it shows up. I also have a lot of things that I want to talk about when it comes to dungeon exploration. But there's also something that I do want to show up. Okay, hold on.
You can attack before
Tactics. Yosuke. Direct commands. Okay. So in this case, yeah, Slime doesn't have really anything. So, another point, you won't actually see this at the start of a brand new playthrough, but there are certain skills that you see by a persona that have a little card next to them. At the start of a new playthrough, you will not see these cards. But when you get to a certain event, I want to say it's kind of close to around June? You would be able to essentially pull these cards from your personas. So essentially, you would go to this place, being very vague to avoid spoilers, because this is Golden exclusive, and I want to at least keep the golden stuff as spoiler-free as possible until we get to it. Once we reach this place, if your persona has unlocked a particular skill with the card next to it, you can go and actually get that skill card. Now, my problem is that it takes up in-game time. So it's honestly not really a good way to spend your time unless there's a skill card you really need. It oftentimes isn't really worth it. But it is an option that is available to you once you hit a certain point in the game. New Game Plus, it shows us this automatically. So there's that. Not really a whole lot else that we can do. And honestly, we do kind of need to preserve our HP and our SP. But we do also need experience.
That's it, Yosuke! One enemy down!
So I am going to have to fight a few enemies.
Okay.
Honestly, if I can get more shuffle times, that would be great. Shuffle times might be able to help out with extending our grinding sessions. Yeah, there we go. If we can find cups. Cups will be very helpful in order to recover HP and sometimes SP. Lower ones is usually one or the other. But we do have a few things. So, like I said, wand gives more experience, cup gives you HP and or SP recovery, and we also have a new Arcana, Fortune. Fortune will give a permanent stat increase to our currently equipped persona. There are 5 of these throughout the game, corresponding to the 5 different skills. For Fortune, that increases a persona's luck. We don't really need to increase luck. So I'm gonna get Pixie just so that way I have a magician persona. Because money is a little bit tight, considering that I didn't really have that much at the end of my previous run. Money's gonna be a little bit tight, so oh boy, we still have that experience with the early game. Won't be that way for too terribly long, admittedly. One thing that can also prolong our stay is if we find soul drops. Soul drops are also going to be our best friend, since that will help out a lot. And also, I can show off this!
I smell 2 enemies! Beat them up!
Yeah, I did a lot. That was just a base attack. So, you'll notice that there's something different playing. This is the base battle theme for Persona 4 Golden. It has a different default battle theme. What is kind of nice is that you still hear, Reach Out to the Truth if you get player initiative. Otherwise, you get Time to Make History. So it is nice that they do kind of change up the battle theme, so that's nice. It allows a little bit more variety. I do kind of wish that they had maybe a few different songs that it kind of cycles through, but you take what you can get. Not really a whole lot. I think I'd rather just stick with Izanagi, admittedly. So we'll go ahead and attack you. Yeah, unfortunately, this is the reason that I want to do a little bit of grinding. Because very hard, I get dealt a lot of damage, and I also don't really deal all that much damage. So it's gonna be a bit rough. But like I said, Golden is very easy. Once you get to a certain point in the game, it is not really all that difficult of a game, admittedly. We have a few new things. We get the sword, like I mentioned. Oh! I was mistaken. Sword does not give armor or weapons. Sword gives you skill cards instead. So, my mistake on that. I was just thinking of Persona 3. But we have 2 new Arcana, the Hanged Man and Temperance. Temperance gives you just a chest key for rare chests. Really nice, you'll see me grab Temperance very often. The Hanged Man, though, increases a persona's endurance by 1. Hanged Man's honestly one of the better stat gain ones, since endurance does also mean that you just get dealt less damage from attacks. So, not bad. I'm tempted between either the chest key or the experience, though. Experience because we do kind of need a few level ups. I'm gonna take a chest key, though. I'm not sure if I can find gold chests,
Sensei,
in
are
this,
you okay?
one.
Your health's low.
I also want to make sure, not soul drop, peach seed. Cover a little bit of, oh god. It's going to be very, very imperative that we get initiative on these. Because it is going to be rough if we don't. Now, admittedly, just like in the original game, it's just going to be these two types of enemies. So, not all that bad. But if you are focusing on trying to grind out a little bit, it is easier to do so in Golden than in the original. Huh, it's interesting. Normally, it does not... That's honestly kind of interesting. I don't think I saw that in the original. Normally, it just does not give you the option for that persona. Sometimes, like, if you reshuffle cards, which there are cards that do that, you will get just the same persona in the same set. I don't think I've ever seen it where it gave me a persona that I already had. Well, whatever. We're going to go with Cup. And that recovers a fair bit of our health and SP. And a Vanish Ball in case we run into any trouble. So, we have currently shown the entire floor. So, if we return to the entrance, we can go back in. And it will shuffle the rooms again. This was not something that the original would do. The original would only refresh floors once you had gone to a separate dungeon. This made grinding out for items in the original a lot harder to do and made you a lot more strapped for resources. But in Golden, it resets whenever you leave the floor. So we could have gone up to the second floor and went back down, and it would have had the exact same effect. So, very nice, and it allows for a lot more grinding opportunities. So at this point, I think I am just going to just go and grind out a few more things. Like I said, I want to have a little bit more experience and levels for this. Just because Shadow GA can be a little bit hard on the higher difficulties. Especially since, I mean, it's a little bit different this time around. Oh boy. So I would like to have plenty of resources at my disposal. And maybe a few more levels under my belt so that way I can do a little bit more damage and also don't get immediately murdered. And just like that, Yosuke leveled up. So yeah, I'm mostly going to be focusing on trying to gain a few more levels. If I can reach level 5, I think I'll be fine. And hitting a few more hangmans like I did in that last battle will also help out significantly. And with a little bit of extra experience from the wand,
Congratulations, Sensei!
he leveled up. Which is honestly kind of weird. Hey, we got Rakunda. Although, I guess because of the lack of experience, like, our experience gain in Very Hard is a lot lower, compared to, you know, normal. I guess that's why Yosuke, is at a higher experience rate than us at this point, which is really weird, because normally, just the main character has levels up more than anyone else. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit weird. But like I said, I'm going to just focus until I hit level 5, and then we will go and fight Shadow Chie. well, I was gonna say, if I see anything new, I'll show it to you guys, but that does show me a new card, the coin. So yeah, like I mentioned, it just increases the amount of money that you get in battle. The higher the rank on the card is the greater the effect. So a 2 coin is going to be a higher percentage of money gain compared to, say, a 1 card. And the cards all go from 1 to 10 based on how far along in the game that you are. So when it comes to, like, say, the sword, it just means the higher rank means you have access to more powerful skill cards. So at this point, I am just going to go and grind until I am level 5. If anything interesting happens or I find different shuffle time cards, I'll show them to you guys. And if not, then I will just meet you guys when I'm done with my little grind session. So if I can get into a battle without... If I can get into a battle without the shadow gaining initiative, that would be real great. And then I can go with my transition until I'm done. Yeah, good enough. So I'll see you guys when I'm done with my little grind session. Ooh, different persona. Ukabok. Not really, well, that's fire, but not really super good right now. I'm just gonna get the HP SP. But it's there. And if I see Ukabok and there's nothing better, then I'll grab that. But for right now, I'm gonna go for recovery.
Alright, I leveled up!
Alright. Okay, sorry for the jump cut. I just wanted to be sure that I was hearing it right. So, you're hearing that there is a rattle of chains going. Oh. Well, that's weird. Never mind then.
Hey, congrats!
And not too long, I leveled up. I am noticing that the pattern isn't actually randomized, which is a little bit weird. But hey, if I can find nice things like snuff souls, I am not gonna complain. Yeah, because then there's the shadow there, and there's a shadow here, but that one is just a regular enemy. So I'm not entirely sure what the deal is going on there. What if we head over to the next floor? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, 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 this is where we get introductions to change to direct commands. But if we head back down, is it still the same layout? No. The layout's actually changed. That's weird, because it was the exact same layout several times in a row. So I'm not sure if that was just like a glitch or something, or what? Because this is, now it's a different layout. At least I think it's a different layout. Ah, crap. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what was going on with that, because normally it should be randomized, and yet it very clearly wasn't being randomized when all I was doing was just leaving through the front door. So, not sure if that's a glitch or something. Actually, hold on. No, this is very much a different layout. Weird, but okay. I am also going to... I'm just kind of exploring through this layout, and then we will actually go and fight Shadow GA. I would just like to get... Ooh! I was gonna say just to get a little bit more, like, experience, I guess, but I'll take an angel. I don't think we're really going to be able to get anything in terms of, like, you know, like another level up. I think we're still maybe a little bit too far away. Yeah, that's gonna be requiring a even more grinding, and I really don't want to have to do that. So, you know what? I'm going to just simply leave out here, go through one more go-through, just to grab a few more items, and then we'll go fight Shadow Chie. So, excuse me. Yeah, like going throughout the front door doesn't seem to reset the current one. It's only through going up the stairs, which is kind of weird, but okay. Admittedly, I didn't want to fight those because it's 3 of the big circle enemies. I forget what their names are off the top of my head. Havliers, that's what they were. Hey, Izanagi leveled up. This is nice. So yeah, didn't want to have to fight 3 of them at once. But yeah, just getting a little bit more in terms of gear. A lot of revival beads, which I don't think are going to be super helpful. I would much prefer having soul drops more than anything. Just because I could certainly use a bit more in SP recovery. I do have a few snuff souls, though. I think having those snuff souls are going to be good enough to get my SP back up to scale. So that's going to be nice. But we'll see how this goes. More revival beads. Admittedly, the revival, like I said, revival beads are going to be good for when I have to sell stuff to get a little bit more money. Because I could certainly use a bit more money. That much is for sure. The game's really loving giving me that particular enemy type. But we're good. So we'll just grab this chest with another revival bead. Alright. Hopefully we're good to go. Admittedly, one more go-around would put us up to level 6. I'm not gonna take any chances. I'll go up and do one more round. Once we're level 6, then we'll go. Sorry for being so paranoid. I've just never played on very hard, so I don't know what to expect, and because I don't have good grinding points at this point in time, I do have to do a little bit of grinding. I still stand by what I said before, that Persona 4 Golden is a pretty easy game, but you do still have to get through the intro sequence, and you don't have all the tools at your disposal yet. So, in the meantime, I'm just going to play things very cautiously and try my best to get everything done. I think that just leads back to the entrance. So, once again, see you guys when there's something new.
Another level for me!
Alright, so Yosuke's hit level 6, and he gets Tsukukaja. Ooh! And a different persona now. Apsaris! Getting all sorts of different personas here.
You did it, Sensei!
And now I'm at level 6. And hitting level 6 means that I think we're good to go to do this. Now, big thing that you'll notice, there are no save butterflies on floors before bosses. That's a little bit of a problem for me, personally, because I like just being able to have that capability. Generally speaking, I think it's just because you could just kind of do quick saves whenever you wanted. But to do hard saves, you do need to go to the save butterfly, which is only available where you enter the TV world from. The game is at least a little bit more lenient if you game over at a boss. Usually, the game will let you restart from the boss itself. On earlier difficulties, it allows you to either restart from either the current battle you're on or the current floor that you're on. I think on higher difficulties, it just resets the current floor that you're on. So anything progress you made on that floor just kind of goes away. But in the meantime, Snuff Soul, Soul drops, and we should be good. Quite a few. I've got a lot of revival beads that I can sell. And I've also got quite a few personas that I can switch to as well. I did focus on Izanagi. Slime might be okay. Just looking at weaknesses. Honestly, Angel would not be a bad persona to use for this. Angel just might come in clutch for this. Kind of stinks that the endurance is just kind of crap, but that is an option. We will see. We'll see. In the meantime, let's just go ahead and continue.
Chie, are you alright? Chie?
She said that red looks good on me.
Yukiko-san?
I hated my name. Yukiko. Snow. Snow is cold and it melts quickly. It's transient. Worthless. But it's perfect for me. Apart from inheriting the inn, I'm worthless. Still, Chie told me that red looks good on me.
Are these Yukiko-san's inner thoughts? I remember hearing Saki-senpai's too.
Yeah, this castle is probably here because of this Yukiko person.
Yukiko!
Chie was the only one who gave my life meaning. She's bright and strong, and she can do anything. She has everything that I don't. Compared to Chie, Chie protects me. She looks after my worthless life. And I don't deserve any of it. Chie is so kind.
Yukiko, She is so kind, huh? What a joke.
Oh man, is that?
It's just like Yosuke. She lost control over her suppressed self. Now it's a shadow.
Are we talking about that, Yukiko? She says I'm protecting her. She says she's worthless. That's how it should be, right? What are you saying? Yukiko's so good looking, so fair-skinned, so feminine. She's the one all the guys drool over. When Yukiko looked at me with such jealousy, man, did I get a charge out of that. Yukiko knows the score. She can't do anything if I'm not around. I'm better than her. Much, much better. No! I've never thought that!
What are we gonna do?
We gotta help her, of course.
We need to protect Chie-chan right now.
No! Don't come near me! Don't look at me!
Chie, calm down.
No! No! This isn't me!
Wait, stupid! Don't say anything else like that.
That's right. I'm the one who can't do anything alone.
I can't win as a girl, let alone as a person. I'm pathetic. But Yukiko, she depends on me. That's why she's my friend. I'll never loosen my grip on her. She's too important to me. No! That's not how I think of her! So you're just going to turn your back and deny me again? But things are different now. When the time comes, I'll be the one left standing. You are right. I'm still you. Shut up! You're
Chie, no!
You're not me!
Chie!
It's coming! You have to use your powers to save Chie-chan!
I am a shadow, the true self. What do you guys think you're doing? Trying to defend the real me? Then you're gonna pay the price!
Shut up! Quit being such a pain! Chie, just hang in there a little longer.
Huh. Think you can stop me that easy?
No, because we're on the highest difficulty. So now we have to fight against Shadow Chie.
Yikes! This is one tough enemy!
Shadow Chie resists physical, weak to wind and nulls light and dark, and knows the skills Green Wall, Mazio, Mabufu, and Bottomless Envy. Really, the only real difference between this version of Shadow Chie and the original is that she also has Mabufu, which, you know, kind of makes sense considering that Chie is an ice user. So, kind of weird that she didn't have it the first time around, but then again, it's meant as a tutorial. So, what kind of makes it a little bit tricky is just having personas that are not weak to electric or ice. That's why Angel is actually a really good persona to have. But I'm going to start off with a Rakunda. I'm going to try to lower her defense so that way Yosuke can get an attack off. And we can deal a lot more damage.
Looks like you won't understand without a little pain! Scream for me!
That was intense! You okay?
Okay, in that case, I am gonna switch on over to Angel. And I can't use Patra because Patra is just with those. But I can still hit it with a Garu. And honestly, Angel just deals a lot of damage anyway.
How lame! You're all so deadly serious and we've only gotten started! How dare you! Kneel before me!
And now it's got its resistance up. So, there goes the easy way out. But I can still... Thankfully, it doesn't really do all that much damage, which was something that I was really afraid of. But it is, in the end, still a tutorial fight. I was just a little bit worried about what would be happening otherwise. So I'm just gonna use Yosuke's turn to heal up, just to be on the safe side. Okay, yeah, this is not going to be all too difficult. I think I may have over-leveled just a little bit. I was honestly expecting a little bit of a harder fight, all things considered. But... Scornfully at Yosuke. Okay, in that case, Yosuke should guard. I will use the opportunity to use Rakunda. Rakunda, I think, is also helping a lot. Because now that that's happened, we can switch on back to Angel. And nuke. So yeah, not too bad. Like I said, I did want to get a little bit of grinding in, mostly so I could get items. Items were a big part, and while I don't think that, I think I may have overleveled just a little bit for this particular boss fight, having a lot of those items to then either use or sell.
Don't make fun of me! You're nothing against me!
We're gonna need that extra security and the extra money. It won't really be too bad, admittedly, all things considered. Like I said, there will be a chance for us to be able to easily grind out money in the not too distant future. In fact, the next time we come to Yukiko's castle, we should have access to that. But at the very least, man, just getting those endurance boots help a lot. We'll use Rakunda one more time. Because Rakunda's helping a lot. Oh boy. Okay. Well,
That was intense! You okay?
that sucked, but I'm pretty sure we can end it just with Angel. Well, that wasn't too bad, all things considered.
Chie, are you okay?
What happened? What's the matter? Got nothing to say anymore?
Stop it, Chie. It's all right.
But...
Everyone has a different part to themselves, even parts that we don't want to admit. It's okay. I know you're more than that.
Everyone?
He's right. I went through the same thing. So I can understand. I mean, everyone has a side like this.
Yeah, kinda get it now. You are me. A side of me I couldn't forgive, that I tried to ignore. But you still exist. You're a part of me.
The strength of heart required to face oneself has been made manifest. Chie has faced her other self. She's obtained the facade used to overcome life's hardships. The persona, Tomoe.
It's true that part of me feels that way. But I wasn't lying about being friends with Yukiko.
Like we didn't know that already. Hey, Chie!
I'm okay. Just a little tired.
You don't look okay at all. And I bet you can use the same power we have now.
Huh?
Hey, what should we do?
We should fall back for now. We can't really go on in our condition, especially Chie.
I agree. We need to let Chie rest.
I never said I needed a break. I can still keep going.
Don't overdo it.
It's not that we don't think you can. It's just, we have to save Yukiko-san no matter what. Now that you have the power, you can fight with us. It'd be much better for us all if you had your strength back. That's why we're saying we should go back and regroup.
But Yukiko's still in here, isn't she? If those were Yukiko's true feelings, then I have to tell her something. I'm not as strong as she thinks. It's because she was with me. Because we were always together, I was able to act that way. If we weren't, I'd...
Well, you need to get your strength back. Then you can tell her. Yuki-chan's normal. The shadows don't attack normal people. They only attack when the fog lifts here.
So Yukiko-san will be safe until then, right?
I'm positive.
Why? Why? I don't get it.
Teddy told us that the weather here is the opposite of our own world. When it fogs over in our world, that's the day it lifts here, and that's when the shadows attack their victim. So even if we leave for a while, Yukiko-san won't be in danger until the fog starts to cover Inaba. I'm sure of it. It was the same way for that announcer and Senpai. Don't you remember how it was foggy in town on the days they died?
You mean they were killed by their other selves?
The fog usually appears after it rains. But it's been sunny lately. I don't think it's going to rain anytime soon. Don't worry so much. We'll check the weather forecast first thing when we get back.
But I can't turn back now. We've come so far. Yukiko's still here. She's all alone. She must be so scared.
Then you tell me how much further we gotta go to reach Yukiko-san.
That's...
You don't know what's up ahead. The enemies might be even stronger. If we push ourselves too hard and get wiped out, who will save Yukiko-san then? We can't fail no matter what. Am I wrong?
All right. I'm sorry about before. I shouldn't have rushed in like that by myself.
Hey, no harm done. Just let's go together next time, alright?
No worries. We're definitely gonna save Yukiko-san, right?
Right. My head feels...
That's right, you're not...
Oh, yeah.
Man, you didn't...
Ta-da! Here you...
Whoa.
Why didn't you whip...
I made them right now. You didn't
Huh. So that's the trick. Hey, is it all right?
Faux show.
We'll have to stop here today. You guys better not come...
Yeah, let's all promise each other. If we don't work together, we...
Yeah.
Alright. So from tomorrow... Hey. You were the first to get... I think it's best for... I'm cool. I had a feeling you'd say that. I mean, I'm more the advisor type, you know? An ideas man, not an executive.
I'm with Yosuke. If you're the one calling the shots, I'd feel a lot more comfortable about this.
I'm with Yosuke too. If you're the one calling the shots, my pillow will be a lot more comfortable at night.
Teddy, would you please stop talking? I'm really on edge right now.
Well, leader, huh? Well, I think I could probably fit in that role. I mean, I was the first to come in here. Maybe it's a sign of something. Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a new bond. It brings thee closer to the truth. Thou shalt be blessed when creating personas of the Fool Arcana. And thus we've established a brand new social link of the Fool Arcana with the investigation team. Just like in the original game, this one is just driven by the plot, so don't worry about it at all. In fact, all the social links are pretty much the same. There's no new, like, plot-focused ones. There's a few that are plot-focused rank-ups for some of the new social links. I won't say any more than that. But for the two new social links, they are just kind of driven by just spending time with them like the traditional social link. So don't worry about needing to like which ones need to be changed or anything like that. Just know that the 2 new ones are similar to the old ones, and not Fool, Judgment, and Star in this one. Those ones are all still plot progressed. Particularly Star, because I know in Royal, Justice was changed from plot to active. Not so in Golden. Golden, they're all the same. It's just the new ones that are a little different, and even then they function similarly to the old ones.
Okay. Let's get some rest for today so we're ready for tomorrow on. And don't forget to check the weather forecast. It gets foggy after a lot of rain, so let's keep an eye out. Also, let's make sure we gear up for next time.
You got it. So, just like before, all we need to do is worry whenever there's consecutive days of rain. I'm pretty sure the days that the victims, like, deadlines are the same. I don't think they changed up when the actual deadlines were for anything of the sort in this game compared to the original Persona 4. So don't worry about any sort of changes on that front. Still just focus on raising social stats if you're in a traditional playthrough, social links, and potentially getting money to get upgrading gear. So just focus on those social links. Alright, so with that, we are pretty much good to call it a day here. We managed to get Chie added to the party, which apparently we were supposed to be level 4 for. Man, no wonder we wiped the floor with Shadow Chie. Even on very hard, it wasn't really all that bad. And I don't even have that much improved armor. I don't know, maybe it being on very hard didn't really change Shadow Chie's stats all that much. Maybe I overestimated it a little bit. Watch as I then just get annihilated next time I head into the TV world. Anyway, we're good to call it a day here. So, next time on Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. We have, well, we've got a bit of prep work that we can do. We do have the ability to just go out and, you know, spend our time starting with tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, I believe tomorrow is when we actually get access to our usual day-to-day life. So we'll focus on establishing new social links and just trying to find different things that are, you know, changed compared to the original. We'll gear up as best we can. We probably won't head into the TV world. We'll probably just try to focus on spending as much time as possible either establishing our social links or just trying to show off new things that Golden has. At least for the introductory period of the game. And then probably by the end of that, we'll then head into Yukiko's castle. So we will deal with all that next time. So until then, everyone, take care.